Abby Rodway is with us from Wyoming Seminary. We're talking about the girls basketball program this year for 2018-19. Let's talk about the players coming back and who's going to hit the floor this year for Sem.
Okay, we have 4 returning starters this year. Mia Ranieri, she's big in the post for us this year. We also have a returner who's not starting but helps Mia out a lot, Kate Getz. She helps relieve her and puts up boards and points as well. We also have Anna-Maika Rietsma. She is a playmaker. She knows where to put the ball, when to put the ball. And Alex Wisniewski, great athlete overall. She knows how to make plays, knows when to shoot, is extremely fast. And we also have Ali Vizendi, who is a returning starter as well, who's been putting up points for us and getting many rebounds.
Those are some big names
Yes,
there.
we have
I remember them all. And then how about some of the newcomers this year?
This year we have an incoming freshman, Margaret Mahalik. She is helping us tremendously, both in JV and in varsity. She's definitely a fundamentally sound player, knows the game, and she's been contributing to our team.
As far as the schedule in the Wyoming Valley Conference, talk about some of the competition and what it's like go night in and night out, knowing that you're going against a lot of veteran coaches.
Right. I would say we have our toughest game coming up, Hanover, with Coach Parker. He's one of the best, I would say, in this area, and it's tough to prepare. But all of the girls that we come in every practice and we work hard. And we know what we have to do after watching films and scouting and just going and doing what we need to do.
Well, let's talk about being a coach at Wyoming Seminary. A lot of different types of coaches, a lot of different successful sports programs. As a coach yourself, a young coach, you feel like a little bit of pressure trying to live up to some of the coaches around you. You got Coach Klasner there, and Coach Green's did a nice job of the wrestling program, and Coach Anderson's just a great dude with football.
Yep. We definitely try. We have all of those sports that are way up there, and that's where we're trying to build that program to. But I look up to all of those coaches in order to build our program to where theirs is right now.
As far as how you see this team developing as the year goes on, where do you see your team now here in early January, and then hopefully towards the end of February? How do you think you could grow?
I think we are going to grow fundamentally wise, and if we can learn how to not throw the ball away, I think we can definitely win our league.
Well, the competition's going to be good. As far as the girls putting the ball in the basket this year, who are the girls offensively that right now are able to score for you?
We have Alex Wisniewski, Ali Vizendi, and then Mia Ranieri. They've been putting up points for us.
And defensively, do you feel like you have a specialist, or is it kind of a group effort there?
We have a group effort defensively. I would say that's our solid point of our team is our defense. We get great steals. We defend for minutes after minutes without teams getting points. So we have a pretty solid defense, which is versatile as well. We don't just stick with one.
How about being around the young ladies? I'm sure you see some of you in them or them and you, that kind of feel. What's it like being around this group? They seem like an intelligent, fun group to be around,
yes,
and I'm sure a lot of family-oriented as well.
Yes. This team is the most, I would guess, close team that we have. It's a great chemistry that is going on. Everyone gets along with one another. I love it. They have passion, and it's really fun to be around because they are like a family to me.
All right, Coach Rodway, great to catch up with you. We wish you the best this season.
Thank you.
Mia Ranieri joins us here on the Mendola Show from Wyoming Seminary. We're talking about the girls basketball program. Mia, it's your senior season. Let's talk first about the basketball team. How are the girls getting along right now?
Well, we're a really close team. We've been playing together since I was a freshman. There was a lot of seniors on the team, and as we've gone through the years, we've always had a great team chemistry, and I think that has to do with us playing multiple sports. Seeing each other in school, we all get along so well, and we don't just hang out at basketball. We do things outside of school, outside of basketball, and I think that helps us on the court. We know each other so well, and we know what our strengths and weaknesses are.
You talked about those other sports, and not all of you play the same sports, but you also play soccer and lacrosse. So being a 3-sport athlete and being at Wyoming Seminary has got to be a big challenge. Talk about being able to balance all that and what you enjoy about it.
If I didn't play 3 sports, I think I wouldn't really know what to do with my time. It definitely helps me with time management, and it's just something fun to do after school. I think if I went to school all day and I was working hard and then didn't have that break in between like studying and doing all the schoolwork, then I kind of would be going crazy. And it's a great release, and I just like playing sports, being with my friends. It's a lot of fun.
You got a couple older siblings, Tony and Gino, and tell us a little bit about your relationship with them and what they're up to.
Since they're so much older than me, when I was young, I think probably 4 or 5, I was going to high school basketball games, high school football. My brother Gino played football for Penn State, so I've always been immersed in that kind of life, and that really shaped me. And it's probably why I love sports so much. On Sundays, I'm watching like NFL football, and like they've just definitely had such an impact on my life in that way. And not only liking sports, but how to play competitively and how to get to the next level and like compete.
Awesome. In school, you enjoy chemistry and history, so
Yep.
talk about why you do.
I know they're very 2 different subjects, but chemistry is something I really like to do, and kind of just I understand it pretty well. But history is a little different. I like learning about history, but the teacher is what makes it. So my favorite teacher, Mr. Granger, is also my lacrosse coach, advisor, and I did have his class, so we get along pretty well. And I think he's made me really like see different perspectives and hopefully take that to college with me.
Nice. And then you and I were talking before we got going here. You said you're thinking about college maybe up in the Boston area. Do you have a list of schools up there?
Well, I was looking at Tufts and Boston College. Those were my top 2. And then aside from that, I was looking at some Virginia schools, UVA, Richmond, and also F&M, which is in Pennsylvania. But
All academically sound schools.
Yep.
4.1 grade point average at Wyoming Seminary with 3 sports. Very impressive. What are you looking forward to with the rest of the season here? We're in early January. Obviously, it's going to build up and get to the end of February and see where your team flies and falls in the playoffs. What do you think this team could do this year?
we had a little bit of a slow start with our exhibition games, but conference-wise, we're undefeated so far. We had a huge win against Wyoming area last week, so we're just hoping to keep the momentum going. We have 3 games a week, so it's going to be a busy schedule. We just got to stay healthy, which is really important for our team right now. And communication and team chemistry has to stay consistent with us, and we'll be a threat this year, I think.
Mia Ranieri, we thank you for your time, and we wish you the best of luck in the Boston area at one of those colleges or universities.
Thank you.
Alex Wisniewski joins us here on the John Mendola Show. You're playing basketball.
Yeah.
We've talked a bunch of times about field hockey, but you feel like no stress with basketball? Is it kind of like, hey, I'm just doing it, I know already what I'm doing with field hockey, and we'll get to that coming up again, but talk about how you approach basketball.
I've been playing basketball since I was like in 3rd grade, so it's really just a stress reliever for me, and I love playing it. My teammates are the greatest people, and it's nice to have something to go into. Instead of playing field hockey all year round, I have basketball to just kind of like ease off. Like, I'm going to be playing field hockey for the next 4 years of my life too, and basketball is just so much fun. I love running up and down the court, like, surprisingly, and the ball movement is just really cool, and just getting the shots. So.
You get some different bonding. I mean, we have some girls who play soccer, and you play field hockey, so you're not playing the same sport in the ball, but talk about the bond that you get with some of these young ladies, and you get a little different friend set, I guess.
It's definitely different than field hockey. I have those friends that I'm with all the time, 3 months of my life, and it's nice to come and transition into my group of friends here, and we usually keep it the way it always is. Like, it's always like picking up where you left off, and it's nice to have like a mixture of other people who play different sports, because you don't get to see them all the time, but we aren't just friends on the court, it's off the court where we have this bond, and it's just inseparable. So.
Field hockey and Iowa and all that great stuff again. It's your junior year. You're still feeling really great about all those decisions and commitments?
Yeah, I am. I absolutely love it, and my coach just talked to me about like an official visit, and that's crazy. Like, going into my senior year, it's going to be unreal. So.
Let's talk a little bit about winning a state championship this year in field hockey and that feeling with your teammates and playing for a legendary coach like Coach Klasner and the whole experience.
Our coaches set us up for greatness this season, and honestly, like, winning a state championship is the best feeling in the world. I remember just the buzzer going off, and I just wanted to find my nearest teammate to give them the biggest hug in the world, and getting the gold medal around your neck was absolutely amazing.
You have a nice family. You got an older brother, a younger brother. Folks are always moving around trying to do what they can for you. Talk about some some good kind of quiet holiday time and kind of soaking up all that stuff with the Wisniewskis?
It was really nice. My older brother is home for a long time, definitely, and it was nice to just spend time with my family. My aunt came in, and it was nice to have just a quiet time, no sports, no nothing. My family just spent a lot of time together, and it was always nice.
Sounds like good balance.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the studies at SEM. You're doing real well there, but always a challenge to make sure you're staying on top of everything. You find yourself staying up late at night and doing a lot of studies, or you manage your time real well?
I definitely am a very big procrastinator, so I'm up a lot, really late studying for tests, but I mean, that's the challenge at SEM. The academics are very high and they expect a lot from you, but I know that they're going to prepare me well and prepare my teammates well for the future. So,
all right, Alex, great to catch up with you. The best of luck.
Thank you.
Micah Reitzma is with us from Wyoming Seminary. We're talking about the girls basketball program. Senior year for you. Talk about what you're looking forward to. One final go-round on the court.
Yeah, we're really hoping to make a deep run in the conference. We're hoping to win, and we've gotten close to it before, and this year we have a real shot, I'm sure. And so we're looking to be undefeated in the conference, which we can also definitely do. And so hopefully these next few games go well. We have some tough ones coming up, and we started the season with a few tough ones, followed by some easy ones, followed by some more tough ones, and so we're excited now to get back into the regular conference play and play the teams we're within our conference where we have a lot of rivals, so a lot of games that go back and forth over the years. So all those games are coming up now, and those are the important ones for sure. So we're all excited and practicing really hard, so but yeah, we're ready to play.
Let's talk about your skills on the court. What do you feel like you bring to Wyoming Seminary? You feel like you have good court awareness, you bring a defensive factor to it, getting the ball in the right people's hands?
Those are actually the three things that I'd say, over shooting and over anything else. And this year I've definitely added a shot, and our foul shots as a team have improved immensely. So we're all excited, and Alex Wisniewski and I have been able to find each other. We've been able to find all the guards and the posts, and so we've been working the ball. So all of us have been improving, and individually we all have good court awareness too, and so we're excited to create some beautiful plays coming up.
Well, let's hope they're beautiful plays for Coach Rodway. You're looking for some positive stuff. Let's get over to the soccer field and talk a little bit about what you liked about soccer and how that went.
So 2 years ago we got a new coach actually, and he really did turn the program around. We had a lot of close games against top teams, and even though a lot of the games we weren't able to come out on top, it was quite an improvement for some girls soccer who has never been in the spotlight in the past. So we had something close to 10 seniors this past year, and so they're going to miss us a lot, but this was a good season, and there are a lot of young players as well who are ready to step up on the field, so I'm excited for their next year, excited to see them play.
History and English, a couple of subjects there at Wyoming Seminary you enjoy. Tell us about them.
Yeah, actually, so I'd say history over English, but English comes in because I like to write about history, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to do in college with like a political science, foreign relations major. Ready to write about it because that's pretty much all you can do with history if you're not teaching it, and so I'm excited. Yeah, the colleges I'm looking at are all in the DC, Virginia area for the most part. I'm pretty sure I want to make it 5 hours away from home so I can get some independence and grow up a little bit, so I'm excited.
You seem pretty sure now, but as you say, maybe a little bit more. Let's talk about your relationship with your dad as a role model.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He had a pretty successful high school basketball career as well as a high school soccer career in Washington State. So he comes to every single game, travels far, loves to watch me play, and he's smart too. And I call him my coach all the time just because sometimes he acts like it, and he calls me coach sometimes too. So it's really fun for him to watch me play, and then we get to talk about it, and he gets to tell me things that I need to work on that other people miss, and he tells me things I did well that maybe I missed, and he can help lift me up. And yeah, it's really exciting. I know he's going to miss watching me play next year, so hopefully some of my, hopefully we still make the games together next year when I come home for break, because I'm sure he'll want to see us play.
All right, Micah, great to catch up with you, and
Thank
the best
you.
of luck.
Thanks.
Allie Vizendi with us from Wyoming Seminary. We're talking about the girls basketball program. Allie, let's talk about your skills as a basketball player. What are the positive things that you feel like you do out there?
I think that I have a pretty good shot. That's something that I work on a lot, and over the summer I really tried to work on my ball handling, so I think I've improved there.
How about your team overall? What are the positives of your team that you feel you have?
I think that we have really good team chemistry. The upperclassmen, we've been playing together for 3 years, and I played with Alex Waseski since we were in like 6th grade, so we just really had a lot of time to connect.
You also play lacrosse. Talk about your position with lacrosse and how into lacrosse you are.
I play lacrosse just to be with my friends, but it's also a really good workout. It keeps me in shape, so I enjoy it. Usually I'm a forward, so it's a lot of running, but I like it.
In the classroom, you enjoy math. Talk about something that's always come natural to you.
Yeah, I like Algebra 2 a lot. It's just really easy. I don't really have to study for it. This year I'm in pre-calc honors, so I really enjoy that. So.
That sounds pretty challenging. Pre-calc honors. Physical therapy is a track you're thinking down the road. Anybody in the family in that, or just something you think will be good for you?
No one's done it in my family. I just really like it because a couple years ago I did physical therapy, and I liked what they did. Yeah.
Let's talk about your relationship with your dad and why you look up to him.
He just really pushes me to be the best that I can be. He sets me up with workouts with people, and he just really helps me out.
All right, Allie, well, great to catch up with you. We hope you have a fantastic season.
Thank you.
Margaret Mahalik is with us here in the John Mendola Show. We're talking Wyoming Seminary girls basketball. Margaret, it's your freshman year, so what's it like being around all these upperclassmen?
It's been so good so far. I couldn't have asked for better girls to start my freshman year off. I mean, they're so supportive and they help everyone so much. They help the team out, and we learn every day from them in games and at practice. They're just a great group of girls.
Trying to find your role. You get to the court, you see these girls in November, you know you have some skills, but everybody's got to kind of find their way. How are you finding your way?
It's going pretty good. I, started off freshman, but I think I'm getting there, and with help from the other girls like teaching me, I know that they'll push me to be the best I can be, and just improve throughout the season.
You can play a lot of different sports, and you're probably pretty good at most of them. Talk about trying to concentrate on a sport when you can. So now it's basketball season, and I know you kind of do that all year, but there's other sports kind of trying to get your time as well.
Yeah, this is something that I've been kind of thinking about upcoming, because lacrosse is in the spring and usually travel basketball's in the spring, and I know it's going to be a lot of time management, so I'm not exactly sure which sport I'm going to focus on, but I know that if I have to pick and choose between lacrosse and travel basketball, it's going to be really hard for me because they're my two favorite sports. That's the three I play.
As far as varsity athletics, kind of when you're a freshman, you're like, okay, I'm playing with girls that are 2, 3, 4 years older, and I'm sure at some point in your travel basketball or travel soccer, you played against older girls. Does it feel any different now because a little bit more of a spotlight in a closed gym with a lot of energy for basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm getting there now. I mean, we've been practicing for a long time. We've had a ton of games, but I think at the beginning, it wasn't tough for me, but it was an adjustment because I wasn't sure. Like you said before, I wasn't exactly sure where my role was yet and how I was going to fit in.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the classroom, how it's been going. You've been at Sem for some time, so I guess you're used to a little bit of the rigor there.
Yes.
English and history, a couple of your favorite subjects?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so I've been at Sem my entire life since kindergarten, and I will be there for my high school all 4 years. And yes, history and English are my favorite so far. I've had English is like rotating freshman year, and my first teacher that I had was really smart, and he helped me learn a lot about grammar and punctuation and stuff that I wouldn't really think about in my everyday writing. And my World Civ teacher, he just like classroom discussions were like really thought-provoking, and I learned a lot from what we're talking about and different perspectives on things.
You probably don't learn any more than you do from your parents, and you got two good folks. So talk a little bit about your relationship with them and a lot of a lot of drives in the car and a lot of family time.
Yes, I wouldn't be anywhere without my parents. I mean, they drive me everywhere where all I need to be, like with sports, driving me to Scranton for basketball, back to SEM, just, everywhere. And I'm so thankful that I have them and that they're so supportive and willing to help me become a better athlete.
Looking forward to lacrosse in the spring?
Yes, I am. I've been very excited. I haven't had too much time to, prepare and practice, but I know that once basketball's over, the transition will be good and I'll get back in it. And I'm super excited because our team is pretty good at SEM, so I'm really excited to play.
Margaret, always great to see you. We wish you the best in your varsity career at Wyoming Seminary.
Thank you.
Ava Buffalino with us here on the John Mendola Show at McCarthy Tire Service in Wilkes-Barre. Ava, let's talk about your basketball skill set. What do you bring to this team?
Yeah, definitely. So starting off with ball handling, I'm very confident in myself when I'm bringing the ball up the court as a point guard, which I have to be. And then passing is my next one. I always look for my teammates whenever I can. And next comes shooting. My shot has really advanced from when I began at the lower school and now brought it up to the upper school. It's definitely something that I'm proud of on the court, as well as my coaches and teammates.
Your dad, a basketball coach, and how much coaching has he given you over the years?
Yeah, definitely. After every game, car rides home with him, always giving me positive and negative feedback, which can be helpful, definitely. And then just little pieces of advice, like always telling me to have fire in the belly. And that's definitely showed up in my games this past couple days and along with my teammates. And always is supportive whenever he can, like one-on-ones during the summer or whenever he can help me out.
You also play field hockey. You're pretty serious about that?
Not too serious about field hockey, just something to keep me busy.
State championship this year, though.
Yeah, big one.
Always feels good. You're a part of a lot of clubs and organizations at school. Do you take that pretty seriously?
Yeah, definitely. So baking club, I was elected to be a leader this year. And then I was also invited to be a community service club leader, which I'm pretty proud about. And then True Blue I'm involved in. And then Blue Key, which is an alumni service group, which I'm also proud to be in.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about the siblings that you have and what they're up to.
Yeah, so Ariana, she's 18 years old. She's my older sister. She is a freshman at Villanova University, and she was also at SEM. And then my brother Nicholas, he's 17 years old. He is a senior at Wyoming Seminary, and he's just playing basketball right now, which keeps him busy.
English and history, a couple of your favorite subjects, seems to be the popular thing with the Wyoming Seminary girls basketball team. What is it about those that you enjoy?
English, I'm always looking forward to that next paper. It might seem like I don't want to write it, but when it comes time, it's actually a lot of fun, just challenging myself, seeing what I can do. And then history, I have a great teacher, Mr. Granger. He is literally like a friend to me. If I'm having a bad day, he always puts a smile on my face, and it's definitely one of the most fun classes I have at SEM.
Your mom and dad, and we just spoke briefly about your dad, but talk about the support you got. You got a pretty good situation, and people that are in your court are fighting for you.
Yeah, definitely. So my mom and dad, they're the biggest role models besides my brother and my sister. My mom off the court, she's like the glue to our family. She keeps everyone going and is always constantly supportive of me. And then my dad, obviously he's my other role model. On the court, I'm always there for advice, feedback, and is just willing to help me out whenever.
All right, Ava Buffalino, great to talk to you, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Kate Getz is with us. She is a sophomore for Wyoming Seminary. Kate, how much fun you having with the girls? Seems like there's a lot of laughs over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun going on. There always is. We're always laughing all the time.
How about with the academics? How seriously you take that? Math and chemistry, a couple of your favorite subjects. Are you working pretty hard late into the night?
Not necessarily all the time. It's definitely a challenge with academics, but I really strive to balance everything with basketball and time manage, getting some homework in before practice, and so then I only have a little bit to do afterwards. So it's definitely a challenge, but I try to manage it as well as I can.
Take us through the siblings, Hannah and David, and what they're up to.
Okay, so Hannah is 17. She does not go to SEM. Instead, she goes to Pittston, as well as my brother. So she plays for Coach Kathy Healy, and she's a junior there, and so she's a lot of fun playing basketball there. Then my brother is 12. He's in middle school, and he's just, your average pre-teenage boy playing video games all the time and being annoying.
I know that feeling. My kids as well. Lacrosse. Let's talk a little bit about how serious you are about that.
So I'm not super serious about lacrosse, but I just started playing it last year, and it's really fun to play. Like, the coaches are great, the girls are great, and it's a really good team sport, and it's a really good thing for me to go and just kind of have fun. And there's also definitely some skills that transfer from basketball to lacrosse.
How about your folks? Talk about your relationship with them and why you look up to them.
Well, okay, so my dad is just a really hardworking person. He runs his own business and stuff. So I really look up to him with what he does and his job. And then my mom, she does a lot of training stuff with triathlons this summer. She just completed the Lake Placid Ironman, which is like 140.6 mile race. So I really look up to her with all the training and motivation she has to do that stuff.
Me too. Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome
it's
stuff.
kind of crazy.
As far as the basketball team itself, talk about how you feel like you're contributing to this team and your role on the team.
So I think part of my role on the team is I think it's everybody, just kind of try to be a good teammate to everybody and really encourage on the team, whether you're on the bench, whether you're on the court, like wherever you are, try and always encourage people to do their best. Like, that's something I try to take like personally, and that's something I hold myself to a really high level of doing. And then beyond that, just kind of, I think my role is just kind of almost like just being there, like going where I have to go and kind of doing whatever job the coaches need at that time.
All right, Kate, well, I hope you have a successful season. Great to
Thank
catch
you
up
very
with you.
much.